Alright, we're getting ever so closer to actually manipulating Roblox instances, but still more basics to go over. Uh, Functions, right? So if you don't know what a function is, um, I guess I could explain this a few different ways. If you've ever taken algebra before, it's like the f of x equals y. You know, x is the input and y is the output. However, for people who can't understand that, and that's okay, a function is pretty much, you can put code inside of it and then run that code whenever you call the function. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So I'm going to do local function. We're also going to be, figuring out what local means here in a bit. Uh, Local function, then I'm going to give it a name. I'm just going to name it my function and then put parentheses. And if I hit enter, it should automatically create the end. Now anything inside of this local function and the end is going to be, code that'll be ran when we say my function. So this code won't actually run yet. So I can do print my function was called. So I'm going to go ahead and run. Nothing showed up in output because we didn't call the function. We defined it. So, this code is usable now whenever we say my function. So I can just go my function. That'll call the function. You got to make sure you put the parentheses behind it to make sure that, it's a function. And there it is in output now. So the function was called. And so, I can do a variable local var equals 1, print the variable. Obviously that'll go in output too. So here's where local comes into play. Variables have a scope, and a scope is pretty much the function that it's in. So you can actually think of your script as a function. Like, I can put local var2. Yeah, let's put it var2. Nah, I'll do player name. And how many coins that they have. 0 coins. So this is, local to the entire script. However, let's say if I change this var to player name. So we might run into a problem here. We have the same variable. The variable is named the same. So if I run this and hit not astral orchid, it printed not astral orchid, but we have two variables of the same name, but they have different values. So the local is inside of that function, but outside of the function, if I do print player name, it'll print astral orchid. But wait, it printed astral orchid before the my function was called and before not astral orchid. Now that's not the same, way that we defined it in the script. Well, this code isn't running first, but it's going to define that function. Then we print the player name. That's global. Well, it's local, but not to that function. So it'll print astral orchid, and then it's going to call the function. It'll print my function was called, and then we're defining a local variable inside the function with the different player name, and then it prints out that local player name inside of the function. Did I lose it yet? Hopefully not. So I can actually call this function a lot of times, as many times as I want actually. So if I just call my function, we just do the copy paste, and it'll run the code 4 times because we called it 4 times. And so that, there's all those prints, all those strings going on there. So now onto the side of functions where you're handling input and output, which is very, very powerful. I'm a functional programmer because my first programming language was BASIC on a calculator. So this is where the beefiness of programming comes in. So let's do a function called increase coins. Let's have the input be just that coins value. So just want coins. So this is an argument. If I type in coins, this isn't the same as the variable because we're inside of these function parentheses, right? So I usually don't like to name arguments the same as variables, just like make it a bit less confusing. So I'll just name it coins, and we're going to return coins plus 5. So what this will do is anything that we input into those parentheses, we can use in the function, and then we can either return that or whatever we want to do. And then all I have to do is local new, let's see, the new coin value will be equal to increase coins, and then we're putting our coins variable for that argument. So what this will do is it'll run that function. It'll call it with our coins, which will be 0 as the argument. So it's going to take that argument and return coins plus 5. So 0 plus 5 would be 5. And then it's going to store it inside of the variable new coin value. So what I can do is I can do coins will be equal to coins plus new coin value. And so that's incrementing it by the amount. We're taking setting the new coins value to the old coins value plus the new value. Then I'm going to print that. I actually want to print it at the start too. Wait, did I type that in a string? Anyways, it spit out 5. I don't want a coin string, I want the actual coin. So it spit out 5 because it added 5. But if I run this like it was supposed to, you can see it was at 0 first. We applied the function, we incremented the coins value, and it came out as 5. If you can't understand this fully yet, there will be a lot more examples as we start making different kinds of scripts. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video.